Whether you're building a new house or just giving your home a new look, let us help you pick out your paint colors and get the right color. I'm Haley Smith, and this week, while Brooke is out on maternity leave, along with designer Tonya Olsen, thank you for being with us. Now, each year, a handful of new colors come out as the new trending color.
Right.
What are there big changes going on this year in kind of the paint world?
Well, we're seeing a lot more color.
Okay.
It's been kind of gray, it's been kind of neutral, it's been kind of bland, but we're seeing those pops of pinks and blues and greens, and so it's really a fun way to liven things up.
And you mentioned some of those colors, and for people who are used to that subtle, just gray or tan, or to mention a color can scare them. So it's often choosing the right color within the green family or within the blue family. So let's walk through some of those.
Right, there are thousands, and I have my go-to colors that I use more than not, and so I'm really familiar with how they look on the wall. And so, yeah, I've got some great options.
Okay, so let's start with a bold one, green. Where do we find a good color in the green family? Okay,
my go-to is the Sherwin-Williams Sea Salt, and it's a soft green. It's still bold, it still adds a little bit of color, but it almost has that farmhouse, beachy cottage feel to it, so it can work in a lot of different rooms, like a bathroom, a laundry room, bedrooms. It's just a really pretty spring color.
And does it go with most other combinations, would you say, or do you need to stick to the green with more of the whites and grays and nothing else?
I'd probably pair it with a neutral, but you can also pair it with a pop of color. So you can do it with a more intense teal or a green, or you can probably add any color, just as long as you have the right combination.
And did I read that this color is the favorite of Joanna Gaines from Fixer Upper?
Rumor has it that yes, Joanna Gaines uses this color quite often, so it's a real pretty color.
And what's next?
So next, if you really want to go bold, if you're not afraid of color and you want to go ceiling, walls, everything, the color I like is called Deep Ocean, and it's by Benjamin Moore. And I am using this color in powder rooms, laundry rooms, studies, libraries.
And you mentioned the ceiling, like this is a head to toe look.
Right, so if you really, really, really want something dramatic, this is the way to go. And I would even bump it up a notch by adding a gloss or a lacquer to it so that it has that sheen to it.
Okay.
But you can definitely tell this is a very dramatic color. It's not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, and are you seeing with colors like this that they're becoming, the bolder colors are becoming the more popular ones this year?
They are, yeah. These are a great way to add some spice and some fun. If you're scared of it, do it in a small room. I like to do it in a powder room if you want to give it a try, but you're not, you can change the color pretty easily if you paint a small room first.
Okay, let's lighten it up a little bit. What's a good light option for the home?
So my next choice is the Bear, and it's My Sweetheart, and it's a softer pink. Last year, one of the colors of the year was a really soft rose color, rose quartz. And so we are seeing this color everywhere this year. In fact, this morning when I got on Instagram, I usually go through all my design Instagrams every morning. I saw this color in no less than a dozen posts, in everything from cabinets to walls to furniture to pillows. So it's a really pretty soft color.
Okay, and what about a pretty blue? You've talked about the Benjamin gray or the Seattle gray being a good color.
I still get lots of requests for a really good blue, especially to use like in a master bedroom, like a softer blue. And so I do use the Benjamin Moore Seattle gray. And it's kind of a good neutral. It's not a warm blue, but it's not a cool blue. It's a really good in-between, but it's a very calming, soft color, again, especially for a master bedroom.
Wonderful, yeah, that is a beautiful look. And now, I feel like back in 2005-ish, beiges, tans, they were very popular. A lot of the homes built at that time had that color. Is that still something that's a good color, or is that one kind of faded out?
It's kind of faded out, and as you know, we're moving more towards the grays, but I do have those clients that just can't commit to the gray. They want to stay with the beige family and the warmer colors. So we use Almond Wisp. Okay. It's just a really soft, almost a blush of color on the walls. It's very neutral. You can pair it with grays, but it just adds a little hint of color to the walls.
Okay, well, let's get our hands dirty here.
Great.
Let's talk about the grays. We're going to kind of battle the gray, the gray look for you. And we've got 4 different grays that you've pulled up here. And let's throw these guys on for us. We're gonna do some painting. So let's start on this corner, if we will. Let's see if I can get this. Technical difficulties, my friends. Okay, so we're starting with the lighter grays down at this end.
Okay, yes, these are my go-to grays. These are the ones that I use more than any other color of gray. And so this will add a little bit of color to your wall without being too dark. The value is just a really nice soft color. The one you're about to put on is called Repose Gray by Sherwin-Williams.
Okay.
My clients that want a cooler gray, maybe a little more contemporary, a little more modern, choose this color.
Okay.
And it's really soft, it's really pretty.
I am not a good painter. I'm just going to establish that right now. So that's that one. And will it will dry a little lighter or a little darker?
It'll dry a little bit lighter.
Okay.
Yep, as soon as it dries. And then my next go-to is, if you're looking for a gray with a little bit of warmth to it, is called Agreeable Gray, also by Sherwin-Williams. And I use this a lot in Park City, in the mountain homes. It still gives you your gray color, but you can kind of tell when they're side by side that it just has a hint of warmth to it.
And when these go on the walls, they are very similar, but they will have a very different look,
when they dry,
right? When they're on a complete wall.
Correct. When they dry, you will see the undertone, and they will dry different.
Okay, let's look at the darker side of things. Let's go with this one.
So if you want a good mid-tone, a good mid-gray that could really go either way, it pairs really well with the cool or the warm, it's called Chelsea Gray. And this one's...
Oh, sorry, I'm doing the wrong one. I'm doing the wrong one, guys. Sorry, let's go.
Okay. So this one's a darker gray, obviously, and it's almost a charcoal.
We're going back. We're going back.
Okay.
We're going back to Chelsea Gray. That's
Chelsea
the one
Gray
we're looking at the screen right now.
I use this on interior doors. I have it on my barn door in my own house. A kitchen island would look great in that color, but it's a little more dramatic, but it pairs well with either the warm or the cool.
Now let's move on to Caviar.
Caviar, woohoo. So Caviar is a really dark, rich gray. It almost looks black, but it's
here
not.
It almost has that, you know, kind of matte black look.
And I use this color a lot on trim, interior window trim and casing. And I also use it on interior doors. So a really dramatic effect is if you've got the white base and case around your walls and doors, to paint your interior doors that color, and it just provides a nice pop.
Look at the beautiful contrast. Now, as that one's drying, you can see a little bit more the difference in those two lighter grays as well.
And it'll take a couple hours for it to really dry, but yes, you will start to see the difference.
Now, will this be a good grouping to put together in one home? Not just pick one, but you know, pick different walls and do different ones, or do you not do that with grays?
Oh, you totally can, but it kind of depends on the rest of your finishes. It depends on your floor, your carpet, you know, all your furnishings, all the other things that you're going to put into the room. So that's why it's always good to get advice from a designer if you're not quite sure about which gray to go with.
Yes, Tonya, thank you so much for your help.
Welcome.
And where can people go to get more design help if they still have questions?
So I'm with Barclay Butera, and I'm up in Park City, and we're also online at barclaybutera.com.
Perfect. And how far out do you travel from Park City to do?
Gosh, Elk Ridge, Utah is where my furthest client is currently, and that's about 2 hours from Park City.
Wonderful. We loved having you on the show. Thank you for these great recommendations.